What's going on, everyone? Togavor here, and today I'm bringing you guys weeks 8 and 9 of the NPL National Pokeball League versus two of my best friends on the internet who I've known for both about 2 years now. So it's going to be pretty hype. They're both very skilled players, so you can expect some stiff competition and good matches. Sorry for the spoilers of how this happened, but you probably already saw Trev's side anyway, so it's fine. Just flipping it around to mine. So first off, just want to apologize for the lateness of this week 8 battle. Obviously, this week 9 one will be getting up on time as I'm recording it together. And since I am recording them both together, I'm not going to be doing a separate team builder or anything like that. Just because I really don't have the I don't have the necessarily the motive to at this moment. I'm sorry for the steam noise in the background. Friends messaging me. Anyway, so let me pause that and address that. Like I was saying, just kind of an emotionally, it was an emotionally draining and like super busy week. So didn't get a lot of time to record, and I had family in town the week before. So classic me excuses. But I'm getting everything up eventually, and not even that late. So better than usual, Tog. And to help me get through this recording, I'm gonna have some vegan chicken nuggets because that's what I do on Monday afternoons when there's no school. All right. Anyway, Trev's team's pretty spooky. This is what I brought. I brought a Life Orb Weavile that meant to be black glasses, but Pokemon Showdown is a stupid website, as some might say. I got my classic defensive Elite Seed Venusaur. I just kind of meant to take on things like DNC as long as it's not running Psychic, which it probably will be. Stuff like that. I got a mixed defensive Clef that's not 2-hit KO'd by any form of DNC without Hax. I got a nasty plot Z-Move Thunderous to smack some shiz on his team. I got a Rocks Bronzong that's there to soak up hits from DNC and Celesteela and just be a little bit of annoyance, get my hazards up, wear him down. It's also got a little tech move that you'll see during the game. And I got a special Haxorus with a special move that actually brought Dual Chop on it to try to kill a set up a Selgor. But I lead off with Haxorus. He leads off with this, so I'm like, nah, fam, that's not a good matchup because I'm Scarf. So I go to Clef. Not thinking he can do a lot to me. That's all good. I make a misplay right here. The switch to Celesteela was really obvious. I should have just fired off a T-Bolt, but I'm trash. So I make the safe play, go to Bronzong, see it as an opportunity to get my Stealth Rocks up. He goes for Heavy Slam. It does a million, and from that damage, I know immediately he's banded, but he goes for it again, and I get my rocks up. Scrumptious. I hear he makes a play I don't really agree with. I think he should have just killed me. I understand he didn't want to give Thunderous a free switch in, but I don't know. I don't really agree with it. So I get the nice sleep on the Zygarde. I get my Venusaur in here. And here's where I lose the game. He wakes up, that's totally fine. I go for Seeds. I'm going to be in a great position, but I fucking miss. Gotta say Venusaur at this game. Even at this point, I said GG in the chat. From that miss, I honestly didn't really have much of a chance of pulling back. It lost me so much momentum. I'm good at the game, so I'm going to hit another Hypnosis, but I would have rather missed both Hypnosis. Well, not the first one. I would have rather missed that Hypnosis than had what just happened to me. So I don't really, definitely wasn't fair, and also 10% versus 65% chance to hit. But that Hax pretty much fucked me. Also the fact that I wasn't Black Glasses like I'm meant to be is gonna fuck me because I'm gonna get worn down with the combination of rocks. Obviously it's gonna be nice for this Necrozma. I know it's Culver Berry, so I just gotta switch. Honestly, should have probably gone for the flinch there. That would have given me the best chance to win the game. He goes for Flash Cannon. Clef's a bulky ass bitch, so it's okay. But drop could eventually happen, so I'm not feeling too hot about this soft-boiled game, but it's what I gotta do because I gotta keep it healthy to take on the Deancey. Now I'm trying to think. Eventually, is it here when I make the play? I think I go for T-Bolt here because I'm cool. I do, yeah. I'm good at the game. So yeah, if I would have gone for that T-Bolt earlier, that would have been really important. Definitely a misplay going for the Combine that early on when the Celesteela was that obvious of a switch in. Not the worst play. Even just Moonblast would have been a better play. Just scout what was happening, get some chip damage. Because you can see if I had gotten 39... to be fair, if he had seen Thunderbolt and switched and I had already gotten that damage on it, I don't think he would have switched it back in. But just having it at 50% earlier in the game, letting rocks get more chip on it would have been very valuable. So right here, I'm definitely forced into my Thunderous. And then right here, not wanting to make the safe middle ground play, basically allowing me to get a kill, I just go for the Black Hole Eclipse. And it does a lot. And from there, an HP Ice. I don't know what my nature was. I can't remember anything anymore. No, I was definitely Timid Max, 2 outspeed Zygarde, but that's going to be able to knock it out. But now the rocks are up. I'm not running removal because removal's bad. And so this is this Niantic's Moonblast is going to be able to take me out, which is pretty shit. I'm going to go to Weavile. As you can see right now, I'd be at 51 without that, and I would be able to survive a lot more rock switch-ins. So that's pretty cool. He's going to switch the Selgoin. I get low rolled here, which is unfortunate because it's going to force me to stay in, and at this point I can no longer save Weavile. Otherwise I would have been able to save it to get one more hit off, which could have came into play. So that sucks pretty a lot. But at this point I have to sack it as he goes for the E-Speed. Now, this is my one chance to go into Venusaur and heal it up, so I have to take that. I go for the Synthesis, and then now I'm going to switch into my Clef, as it was shown before that my Clef can easily live 2 Flash Cannons. Goes for the Psychic. Everyththing's fine. I'm feeling very good about my position right now. Goes for the Flash Cannon, gets 41%, but gets the drop, which is fucking huge. So definitely another really big piece of influential hacks. Now right here, he's going to go for the Psychic, as that is the safe play, because after that drop, he's going to be able to 2-kill my Clef. So easy plays. I go into this, and I know at this point that he's going to sack off the Necrozma, so I didn't go for the low kick predicting the Celesteal. I did have low kick on my Hax wrist because it does do about 40% to the Celesteal, and even more to that offensive one. It does about 45, I believe. So definitely could have been big. Gets the drop here. These drops on Venu don't really matter, and I see these drops because just wait. Anyways, I make the plays that I need to get Clef in here with good HP, so just making the pivots I need to. Moonblast comes in, does 48, and here starts the drops, and I'm just going to put this on fast and speed this up, as this goes on for a long time, and then at this point, he has not revealed Diamond Storm, and I decide that to have a chance at this game, I need to try to Calm Mind up. That was my only chance. I definitely could have just kept healing up, but I wouldn't have been able to out PP stall, so it really just wouldn't have been worth it. I go for the safe EQ there to lower the differential, and you can see fucking Bandit Celesteal shits on my face, and I take the L2-0. Very unfortunate game. The only 2 really big pieces of hacks were the Leech Seed miss was huge, as well as that drop. I don't necessarily know if I still could have won that game without the drop. I mean, maybe, but the Leech Seed miss hurt me really badly, as otherwise my Venusaur would have been at full health, and I would have been able to maybe pull off a double seed and get a lot of momentum in my favor against him. So that was definitely the biggest piece of influencing hacks, because if my Venusaur was Celesteela 1v1 and he didn't have the boost up, and I got the Leech Seed off first, as it was shown I was faster, so I could Synthesis before it moved, and I was at a good amount of HP, I could actually 1v1 the Celesteela. So Venusaur opened up my ways to win the game, and essentially, if I still had my Clef, with Clef and Venu, I could have defensively put a lot of work in against his team and possibly won the game. It's definitely nothing for sure, as his offense, his Bandit offense, still had a lot of pressure against my team. I'm not saying I would have won, but I think I would have been in a good position to have a chance to win. It would have been a very close game at that point, as at that point it was a close game, and I think that would have continued into the late game there. As you can see, I lost 2-0 despite the hack, so I definitely think it would have been a very close game. Obviously nobody know, because that's the nature of hacks, but that sucks. I mean, good for Trev. He needs to stay in the playoff race. Now, speaking of games against people who really need to stay in the playoff race, it's my good buddy Jolt. So, as you can see, I have a Latios on my team now. I made some trades with Jolt. I gave him Thundy T, even though it was our MVP leader, and Gothitelle, which you do see on his team now, for Latios and Electros. And at first, you may be thinking, why the fuck would you do that, Togavor? Why are you shit? And the answer to both of those questions is, I am. But the second answer to both of those questions is that Latios gives me a huge ability. It gives me much better matchups against my future matchups in the regular season, which I need to win at this point with the way my season's going, to get a spot in the playoffs at all, and also potential playoff matchups. I think it is necessary. Now, it does give Jolt a much better matchup versus me, so maybe it would have been smarter to try to make it after the trade deadline and after this week, but I didn't want to risk anything, and I thought Latios was instrumental in me having a chance to even win a championship, which at the end of the day, you just got to risk it for the biscuit. So definitely not the best choice for this game alone, but in the long run, I think it was the right decision. And Electros is there. I'm pretty comfortable using Electros. I used it in Season 3 of the NPL, and it does fill the role. It does fill kind of a role of Thundy does, a little bit different, obviously, not an offensive powerhouse, but it's still going to be pretty effective in being a nice defensive pivot, switching into some, sponging some certain types of attacks that my team might have trouble with before. So it definitely benefits my team hugely defensively. My team defensively is now, I think, possibly the best in the league. But I do lose some of that offensive power, which is very unfortunate in this matchup versus Jolt. Now, going to run straight through my team. I have a Z-move, Calm Mind, Latios with the Gigavolt Havoc because it pretty much runs through his team, as you can see. We have an Adamant Icicle Plate Weavile, as it is capable of 2-hit killing everything on his team, unless the Gastrodon is leftovers. If it's not, 2 Icicle Crashes are in the rolls to 2-hit KO, I do believe, and of course with the flinch chance, I believe that would go in my favor, because it is a higher chance for me to flinch than miss, so that's a 1v1 I can take if that comes up. So definitely looking like a huge threat versus his team. We have a very gimmicky Bronzong, meant to take care of the Ferrothorn, because since I only have Psychic and T-Bolt on my Lottie, Ferrothorn was looking like the one thing on his team that could be a hard counter to it. And if he did bring it, I expected it to be a Rocks lead. So my Bronzong is a Rocks lead, prepped to counter his Ferrothorn. You might be asking, how the fuck does that happen? The answer is I am blocked with Hidden Power Fire. I can block the first turn as he sets up his Rocks, and then spam HP Fire a few times to take him out and put myself in a fantastic offensive position against his team. He didn't bring it, which is almost as good, because aside from Psychic and Stealth Rock, which is what 2 moves I have in my Bronzong, it's looking pretty good against his team. I also have the Shed Shell, that way Goth can't trick and then get a free kill, or just set up Calm Minds against me, 2 things that would be very threatening versus my team. So that's why the Shed Shell is important there, and I didn't really need an item against anything else. It also serves as a good check for the Metagross, as the HP Fire will be able to chip away at it. Next we have an Assault Vest, get Electros there because Thundy T is a Pokemon I still have to respect. It's also nice for a special Nidoking. Next we have physically defensive Venusaur, because Lop is a Pokemon, as well as it takes on takes on a Azumarill very well as his Nidoking, so definitely looking good. And then I have a Life Orb offensive Clef because it shits on his team. So here we go. He's going to lead with Nidoking. I'm going to lead with Bronzong because I want my Stealth Rocks now. I knew I did predict him to have the Flamethrower here, so I just go for the Psychic first turn because I want to weaken him. I'm looking at his team. He doesn't have Hazard Removal, and I think I could get, even if I do take the damage, I could get Rocks up against something like his Metagross later in the game. Or even the Gastrodon, and I also just thought that Rocks weren't going to be that important because he didn't bring his Talonflame, and aside from that, he has 3 resist to Rocks and nothing weak to them, so definitely thought that was the safest thing. Now, right there, I probably should have, Lottie was a choice there, but I decided to go to this because since he didn't bring Thundy, it really wasn't necessary, and so I am just going to stack it to the Lop. And we're still looking in a pretty good position, so I'm going to bring in my Clef here after some hard thinking because it's the only thing on my team that can live a hit from Lop and OHKO it back. And if he makes the switch into Metagross here, I can take a hit from Metagross, and then Moonblast plus Flamethrower will kill pretty much any variant of Metagross considering my spread. And there's also a chance, depending on what he's speed creeping, that I'll be able to outspeed his Metagross, and that would be really cool. So it turns out that actually doesn't come to case. He would have outsped me, but it still holds that I would have been able to live any hit and take care of his Metagross, which is a huge offensive threat to my team. And so I'm going to stay in here, and he's going to go for the Iron Tail. I calced it. It did 93 max to my Clef spread, and he kills me. And again, game-changing hacks ruins my chances at this game. I definitely think Jolt had a very good chance at this game still. It wasn't in anyone's favor if I was able to kill Lottie. But with Lottie having the speed it had, it takes away, with Lop's speed, it really takes away Lop's a chance to win the game. So right here is where I threw away my other chance of winning the game. Right there after that, the switch to Goth was so obvious, and you can see I did predict it with a knockoff. If I had just gone straight to Lottie there and started setting up Calm Minds, I would have actually had a pretty good chance to win the game. So definitely should have made that play. That was my one chance to win the game. But as you see it played out, I am not able to win this game, and it's going to result in a 2-0 loss on my part. I'm still going to narrate, obviously. I go into Weavile here after he traps and takes out my Mega Venusaur. Go for knockoff. Now, I'm going to explain how they make that switch. If I had gone to Lottie there, I would have got a free Calm Mind, as he undoubtedly would have switched there. I don't know necessarily into what, it's hard to know, probably the Metagross. But what I would have done there is I would have his Metagross was unable to 2-KO me without boosts, in which he had Hone Claws. So what I would have done is actually set up a second Calm Mind, as he probably went for a Meteor Mash. And then I'd probably roost up until he went for Hone Claws, and then I would go for the Z move, Gigavolt Havoc, which would OHKO him when I was at +2, and from there I would have been able to sweep his team. Pretty much. I mean, it's not that simple, and who knows exactly how it would have played out. Rolls, crits, attack raises with Meteor Mash. A bunch of things in between me and the end of the game with that happening, but it definitely would have given me a very good chance to take out his team, or at least take out enough things to give me a chance at winning the game with my Weavile. So, definitely very influential hacks, just the way it all shakes out, and I'm going to be able to take this down to a 2-0 because he's not going to predict me to have the Z-move T-Bolt, and it is actually a roll here to take out Azu, but I get the roll, and I don't feel bad about it, so that's pretty cool. Pretty upset that I didn't see that play with Lottie, as I think that would have given me a very good chance at this game still. That being said, this is what happened. Can't be too mad of it. Again, good for Jolt, again, giving a win to one of my friends who really needs it to make playoffs. So if I'm going to lose to people, I want it to be these two people, but the unfortunate thing for me is that I go from basically 5-1, looking in second place in the entire league, basically, and in solid position to get the number 2 seed almost guaranteed. I take 3 L's, all influenced by major hacks in a row, which puts me at 5-4 with still very good differential, but not in a favorable position to make playoffs, as my next 2 matches are against the 2 top contestants in our conference, being Maddie Brawlick, who is our next week's opponent, and Iron Flash Gaming, who is undefeated at this point. So definitely gonna be a sketch playoff chances. I didn't make any additional transactions after these. We're gonna see if they pull through for the rest of the season. But that's pretty much all I have to say. You know, these narrations are pretty short and abbreviated because salty tears are a thing, but I still hope that I was able to give some good insight into what I could have done better in both games, as I definitely think, as I mentioned, there are things I could have done better that would have put me in a chance to win both games. So definitely in these next 2 games, what's more important, I got to slow down and evaluate my win condition on each turn and think about what I am doing to put myself in the best position to win the game each turn, because that's how you win games. That being said, I just gotta hope I don't get hacked too, because if I get hacked, I'm pretty much fucked no matter what. So, anyways, I'm Togavor, you're yourself. Oh fuck, I didn't say it. Go check out Jolt and Trev. They're fucking awesome. I don't know what you're doing if you're not subbed to both of them already. So, yeah, anyways, I'm Togavor, you're yourself. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!